Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing out there tonight? How's everybody doing? Great to see. I saw Heather was putting some stuff up there about what country, city, state, planet are you guys from out there? A lot of people putting their stuff out there. It's awesome. That's good
right.
stuff.
That's right.
Niagara
I like
Falls.
this one from Ron. This one was good from
Yes.
Ron. Waiting for my
Nice
favorite
one.
Wednesday show. I'm curious which show he's talking about. But, Andrew says, let's tinker. We got good evening all. Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Bill, hey, Donna. Look at there. There you go. Hit that like button. I like it. Nucky,
Nucky
good. There you
joined
go. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
She actually, I don't know if you pull that back up, I think on Friday when I gave out complimentary, I don't know why she's not showing up as being a member, but she's a member on YouTube. So
you're talking about that little symbol right there, right? That little symbol.
Yeah. Lets everybody know that they are members of our paid for YouTube community. So that's awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate your support there, and everybody's out there. This should be an interesting topic today, I think this one could be a lot of fun.
I like this from Richard. He said Monrovia, California, not Canada, so everybody knows.
It's always good to clarify there. Right? Yep.
Huntington Beach. Yeah, that's right.
See, you know all the abbreviations now. What's up with that? And Heather, where are you coming from today?
The state of confusion.
State of confusion. Exactly. I hear you.
Yeah, it's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday, so we'll see.
That's interesting because I'm coming from the same place, and yet we're so far from each other right now.
So far away from each other. Have you ever figured out how many miles apart we are?
Over 10.
No, can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
That way I'm not lying. I really don't know. I have no clue.
All right, we have a guest today, so enough of our yammering.
All right, let's bring the guest in. But I also here's the topic that we're going to talk about, and I think it's very interesting because I think it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be talking about Google Workspace and Workspace for education. With that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Bill Vodka. Hey, Bill, how are you?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you, Michael, for having me on your show.
Of course. Big
celebrity here. Hello, Google product expert. Let's go.
I know. It's exciting. This is awesome. Yeah, I met Bill and I said, man, you got a lot of energy. I got to have you on my show. And he's like, you do a show? Let's do it.
This is awesome. Not only just a fellow Google product expert, a fellow YouTuber. Like, this is what I live and dream for. This is my jam, even though we're not talking anything about YouTube. Hi, everybody. My name is Bill Vodka. I am from upstate New York. I still don't know where the state of confusion is. I feel like I'm a close relative of that, but we're in upstate New York. I work for a school district called Mahonison Central School District. It's a district of about 3,000 students, K through 12. And I am the director of instructional technology. I used to be a first grade teacher for years and years. Hi, Mark. And
this is Mike. This is Mike.
That's Mike.
What up, Mike? Michael. I won't get you confused. I promise.
That's right. That's right.
I used to be a first grade teacher. I work as now the district. I'm an administrator, assistant principal.
And hold on, I have to interrupt you right there. Can you guys imagine him as a first grade teacher? I want to go back to first grade right now.
We had the best time for those 7 years. I'm telling you. And it's a long story. We're going to get so off track. I hope you're ready for it. I have ADHD, but I took my medicine, so I'm okay. I'm good to go today. So I used to. My first grade teacher or students, instead of giving them the normal spelling list, I would give them, they love video games. Who doesn't love video games?
Yeah.
So I would just get whatever they were interested in as like their spelling list. And I got them to read the words and they would write stories about that. And all of a sudden they're learning how to write chapters and they learned how to read and it was magical. We would have video game club. I started putting it on YouTube, which then turned into Nintendo noticing my YouTube channel, which turned into me becoming a Nintendo brand ambassador, which included me getting sent with like my entire class of students down for the launch of Super Mario Odyssey to meet the president, Reggie Fils-Aimé, on a like this private thing. And like, and then I do this YouTube thing forever. I stay in the teaching thing. And then the pandemic happens. And then my YouTube like actually gets traction. And it's all from Google, which then led to me finding the Google Product Expert program through Stadia, because that's what I'm doing. And now I get treated better from Stadia than I have from any other thing. All hail mighty Google. Sorry.
That's awesome.
I work as instructional technology district wide, and the reason why the topic is Google Workspace and Workspace for Education is, even though I'm not a Google product expert in like the Made by Google side, I'm a Google for Education certified trainer, coach, and innovator, all for like the education side. And I basically just train people across the country now through the magic of the World Wide Web, aka the internet. But my real job is I go to school every day and get to work, feet on the ground. So Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Search, Google Drive, Google Meet, like Google Groups, everything.
Yeah. What I love is that you just set everybody's device off about 9 times.
Oh yeah,
because anybody that has that product on speaker, you just set we always say G in here.
My bad, everybody.
No, it's all good. I'm just excited to hear in the comments now. Oh my God, he just set my device off 6, 7 times. That's ongoing. It's ongoing. No. It's ongoing fun that we have here. So I love it. No, and that's so cool. I think that's amazing that you do that. And I think it's also, you mentioned the internet wide. It makes it so you can do it throughout the whole United States. Is that not incredible? Seriously, is that not amazing? So
you just heard the story of like, I used to make YouTube videos for my class. Think a decade ago. When I had a substitute teacher, it was harder for me to write subplans than it was for me to make a video of myself and say, just play this video to my kids. And so that was like the flipped classroom way before Google Classroom was even being utilized how it is now. And now that's how the world is, right? So of course, my YouTube channel for 8 years was focused on video gaming, Nintendo, and education related.
Wow. And
then the pandemic happened. It took me 8 years to get 2,000 subscribers. And then the pandy wandy, I like to call it, because again, first graders, they don't like the word pandemic. Pandemic's a scary word, so we call it the pandy wandy. And it like my subs are now like 23,000, and it's all because of the Google Workspace for Education, which is nuts.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, so firstly, let's talk about this.
Yeah,
3 new things, right? 3 new things.
3 new things, baby.
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. Here we go.
The first thing is if you are doing, it's called Google Practice Sets. We've been doing it for the past 2 years, and they announced these 3 new things recently. So now I can legally talk to you about them, which I'm very excited for. And Practice Sets is, imagine you have any worksheet. It could be from when you were born, from when I was born, 1985, or a handwritten worksheet that you just created on the fly today. You scan it in as a PDF. The Google machine learning automatically can generate what the things are. You put the answers in, kind of like a super advanced Google Forms on steroids. But then as the student fills out the answer live, like as a virtual worksheet, it will let the student know if they're right or wrong instantly. And if they're wrong, give them hints, tips, and tricks on what they can do to get it right. And even link to other sources, to YouTube videos, and then give all the data back to the teacher, letting them know, Billy did 2 + 2 = 4, but first he did the 4 reversed, and then he got it right the 3rd time he put it the right way. But then when he did 12 + 9, he forgot to carry the 1. But then on the 5th time, and you can see every stroke.
Wow,
that's so cool, so cool.
That you could never get before. And so now that we've been using it for 2 years, the things that we've seen out of our students has been unbelievable, with the top level being student confidence. They now feel comfortable doing a worksheet, especially like in math or in science, where
absolutely,
and they are getting that automatic information of I got it right or I got it wrong, and so they're not separating over questions, getting it right, getting this intrinsic motivation, and we've seen scores really dramatically increase. So that is sadly in beta only if you're in education. If you're not, tell your friends that have kids, go to their teachers and say, sign up for, have your teacher sign up for Google Classroom Practice Sets, because if you have the Classroom edition, you can sign up for the beta for free and get access later in September, October. But that's one. Okay, number 2.
Okay,
Okay, number 2
of our 3 things. Yeah.
2 is something called screencasts, and you actually have the ability. You don't have to be Google Classroom or Education. If you have a Chromebook, you have access to Screencast, which is now Google-made app, natively built in Chrome OS. No, not Chrome OS. I lied. Chromebooks, only in Chromebooks.
Yeah.
And when you make a recording on Screencast, it makes, you can put yourself in it, kind of like how you have here. It's very easy to put yourself in like this little circle in there. But the magical part is that it auto translates, closed captions, everything to the right. Like, like how you would in a Google Meet, you have the Meet chat there. But this is live. So if I'm giving a lesson on how to change your email password in Gmail, right? It doesn't have to be classroom, it could be a lesson on anything. It could be a lesson on how to change a tire, right? And you have your camera, your Google, your Chromebook looking at you.
Right.
You got the tire here, and you're like, this is what you got to do. And then you can when you finish it, you finish the recording. It's not just like a screen video recording. It also has the ability to edit. So that whole auto translate, right? Say you're like, from second 5 to 10, I don't want that. It's just take second 5 to 10, delete. And then after you get all that, you don't have the ability to like do cool overlays or anything like that.
Right.
Very basic stuff. But then when you're done, if you want to send it to someone that speaks Spanish or French or German, you just hit right next to it, auto translate, and it will. Wow. The file that they're getting is, you're not going to get it like in YouTube. You're getting the file in the screencast, and you get the whole translation right there. So it's like a Chromebook to Chromebook type thing. But in the terms of education, holy guacamole, this is a game changer.
Yeah. And that's one thing that's interesting too, because I know you just mentioned it, and I know one of our community members, he had an issue. He's like, man, I really wish that this that it would save it in a format of MP4 or something that I can use with other software and stuff. It's really geared toward the Chromebooks. It really is.
And
there are go ahead.
Of education. They're doing this with an education mindset, but rolling it out to all Chromebooks.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows?
But they know that. Oh, Joylin,
just Joylin.
Joylin, I love you. Thank you. You're awesome. But so like for the classroom, even if like this is really built for students with second language, like if you come from another country, you don't know English, you're now thrown into a classroom. While we have students from Pakistan that come in, we don't have anyone that's or from China. And now they can hear that in English, read it in Chinese, understand the content, and also improve their English at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
changing these little kindergarten kids' lives. It's insane.
That's awesome.
So that's now live though for everyone that has a Chromebook. So you should totally do that.
And I think eventually, seriously, I think that it may roll out for especially for businesses with different languages and things like that. I could see this grow and become a feature for everyone,
awesome.
not just you know what I'm saying, not just the education, but I mean,
it's been such a blessing. Like I get to work with the people, the product managers. So shout out to Casey and shout out to Andy and all the other Googlers that like hook our district up. We made it to the trusted tester district status, and the last thing. Speaking of the last thing I can talk about is called Cast Moderator. This is again, so for businesses, it's just a Chromecast or a Chromecast Ultra, or now what you call a Google TV, and you're now able to instantly cast from a Chromebook or any Chrome, not just or Chrome app. So it could be in an iPad, iPhone, Pixel, anything, a desktop. Automatically do that. The reason that it's so big for education is because it was notoriously impossible to do with big networks. And you would use something like equivalent would be something made by Cisco, or what's the one that we're using now? I forget what it's called.
So it's no big deal. I get it.
So basically it's a Chromecast. You can instantly cast. So what's amazing is that teachers and students were all one-to-one with Chromebooks. They can now, they don't have to be tied to their dinosaur desktop. They can just go in and put in, and it's like a 6-digit code. They're instantly put up to the screen, And it's called Cast Moderator because the teacher needs to have moderation controls. So that
sure, makes sense.
Hacking a normal Chromecast, I could just easily hack right in and be like, oh, I'm doing mine. And trust me, they don't want that in the classroom. So that'd be awesome if they made this for businesses as well. They expanded it.
I agree.
So it's a Google TV that's plugged into any HDMI port. And the cool thing is once you're a teacher, then you don't have to type the code in every time. You just click Cast to and it remembers the devices you've already linked to. So you do it once, you're automatically sent there, and then you get to do all this really fun, cool stuff. And that is still in beta mode.
That's awesome.
You can't just like sign up for that yet. But basically, if you have like an Apple TV, it's called screen mirroring. You can do that with other devices. But if you set up for schools, it's gonna be really cool.
That is so awesome. And I can definitely see like small businesses. I could see how some of these things could really, really help out a lot.
For
Seriously.
sure.
I mean, eventually if it grows in, because a lot of things start in education because they like to get the securities in place.
Yeah.
And then businesses carry on after, or the
Even
business part of
practice
it.
sheets. I can see practice sheets being for somebody who has a product that they're selling that you need to learn how to do it. You could set up a practice sheet that would have something to do with that, right? Like
Yeah.
these are the steps that you need to do in order to clean the traction head or whatever. And yeah, why not?
It's
awesome.
Make it interesting.
I will be very honest, and that's why I think Google loves us so much. They love our feedback. They're all in beta except the second one, Screencast. That's live, but everything else is in beta, and they definitely got some work to do. I can't wait for it to get to that level. I know it's going to get to that level. Google's not going to give up on it, baby. But what I've seen it do for the past couple of years, watching it grow from the ground up, has been really cool. And they did this Anywhere School. Yo, what's up? That's fellow Stadia right there. Stadia PE. And bye. Good to see you. We have fun times over there.
Those that don't know what Stadia is.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that question.
Okay, here's entirely. Let's talk about why I know Michael. The channel that you're watching, the man, the myth, the legend, Michael D. I met at our product expert summit in Google, New York. Yeah, the party starts now, baby. So I met him for the first time in New York. Even though I've seen him in the Nest chat, I'm very active in Stadia chat. Stadia is Google's video game platform. So you heard me talk a lot about video games earlier. I do love gaming. It's part of my passion. That's why I brought it into teaching, because I can't help it. I have my passion oozing out of every pore of my body. But so I didn't even know about what what the community console even was until Stadia. I saw it on their app when you launched it, and then I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I would love to start answering people's questions. And then
I gotta interrupt you for just a second, because this comment's good. This is from Mike. Kids in your class would need an afternoon nap, maybe one in the morning too. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. So do I. Teacher tired is like no other tired, but it's fun. I have a 3-year-old and a 3-year-old and a 2-month-old at home, so it's just a rat race. The second I wake up to the second I go to bed, it's constant. But when I hit that Zach, I am out cold.
Leave it all on the floor. That's what you're doing. You're leaving it all on the floor. I love it. So tell us more about the controller. About the
Stadia. Yeah, so I get into the program. I meet these dudes and dudettes on Stadia console. What's it called? The product expert program. And we have these monthly gaming sessions. We're talking in Discord on the regular. I am honestly, my friends will attest. I talk to this family more than my real friends, and like. The friendships we've created were unbelievable. So when the product expert summit finally happened in real life, all platinum and diamond level got to go. And these people that I've been with for 2 years now, like, it was the best weekend I've had in over a decade. Unbelievable. I can't wait for this. But it's not just the Stadia crew, because those Stadia boys, like, we had a good time, and we totally, not gonna lie, we took over that party. We were trying to go wild. It was fun, but like we got to meet Michael and all these other crazy cats like Randall and just a whole bunch of other fun people. VV. Awesome. VV. he was one of our fellow award winners.
Okay.
VV. He was I think the first or second one that got called up on the award ceremony.
Nice, excellent. Gotta love that. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sorry, I'm hiding over here now.
That's all right. No worries. Yeah. So let's just finish up. We'll start wrapping up here for a little bit, and then we'll meet with the community afterward in our backstage pass. Don't forget about that, folks. We're talking Google Workspace and Workspace for Education. So I have a quick question. Why would someone even want to start Workspace, maybe for themselves or their small business or something like that? Because some of these guys are out here that have a small business or something. What would be your advice or something?
If you're comfortable with PowerPoint, if you're comfortable with Excel, and what I mean comfortable is like you feel proficient in it, no need to. Google Workspace for Education or Workspace for Businesses is made for, I feel like, your average user that doesn't need to go. I mean, you can have all the tools in the world, but like it's generic setup, how everything works. Google, what's it called? Microsoft Word has Google Docs. Excel has Sheets. PowerPoint has slides. And it's so much easier to use that I can teach kindergarten students and I can teach 90-year-olds how to be proficient in all like the skills that you would have to graduate 12th grade with, but then also use it as a platform to like build their entire brand. Use a Google site for their entire website and company. But we have like fifth graders making their book reports as a Google site instead of like old-fashioned book report. So when they get these skills from the Google Workspace that they're learning, and so this is why Google is so smart. So many schools use Google for Education with Chromebooks because it's the cheapest and it's the easiest. And so now when they get out and they go into the workforce, they're going to know Google. So the workforce, I think, is going to shift from a docs or not docs. Yeah, docs.
Yeah, it is docs. Yeah, docs and docs and Excel spreadsheets.
Like, I guarantee you in the next 15 years, when our kindergartners are out of college, you are going to see a massive transition where Google is going to own the like realm. The what's it called? The basis, like the default, you would say, would not
right
anymore. It's going or whatever it's called. I mean, my brain mixed up.
It's okay. No, it's docs. Yeah.
So
and it's not Microsoft. There you go. So and you pay for Microsoft. So that makes sense.
Google's all about the community. They're all about the educators. They're all about like building that up and supporting districts that don't have funds. Like they want to make sure. So like another thing, I'm sorry, I'm taking over this whole thing at this time. Have you heard of what Chrome OS Flex is?
No, what?
Chrome OS Flex?
Yes.
Okay. This just launched recently publicly. The beta just ended and it's now officially live for schools, and it's going to be live for businesses and districts or everywhere. You have really, really old computers that can't run Jack anymore, right? You can now install what's called Chrome OS Flex on that ancient desktop, and it instantly turns it into a Chromebook that has incredible speed, like blows it out of the way. You can't like do editing on it, but you're not going to. It's a Chromebook. Basic internet stuff. All the stuff that you need is cloud-based, web-based. You pull it off from your drive. It's super easily organized. It's saving districts hundreds of thousands of dollars because they don't need to go buy new equipment. They have Chrome OS Flex, which is I think free. And by the way,
it is
all the stuff that is like the top tier. If you want all the recordings in Google Meet, if you want all of that in the education package, it's $5 a kid per year. $5 a kid per year. Like that's a one lunch. Like that's Google's crazy. Not money off that in any way.
Yeah. So Jalin asked this question, Michael, don't you pay for Workspace? And do you want to answer that, Michael?
I do not personally, but if you mean that individual workspace, yes. Individual workspace, you can buy the individual one and it gives you some more features in each thing. Like Gmail has like 10 extra things that you can do that you can't do with in your calendar. You can do extra things. There's different functionalities and some really cool things. A lot of the things that he's talking about, and they bring stuff to the individual workspace. That's what they call it.
Yeah. Like you can record Google Meets directly there. You have unlimited stuff.
Unlimited instead of the hour. You get all that kind of stuff in a Google Meet. Yeah, exactly. You get extra things with extra features with that. And it's about, I think it's $7.99 now, or maybe $9.99. I don't even know what it is.
The Workspace. There's like different tiers too. You can get like basic free tier, the low tier of like $3, but you can't record stuff.
That's right.
$5 tier, you can record stuff, but it's limited. $8 tier, unlimited, but there's all this different stuff.
That's right.
If you like starting a business, you can do the free one, and then as you start making money, then like bump it up and
build it up. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. There's a lot of cool things. There's a lot of like integrated calendars and stuff, but you got to pay. Each person has to pay and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so there you go. So it's like, let's see, I pay for it and like extras, but when you mentioned MS being for dollars, I thought I wanted to ask about the Google Workspace. Yeah,
so that's like part of
that's true.
Brilliance. Like they're making the edge. It doesn't cost jack for the educators. It's got those kids hooked now. So when they get out, they're like, I know. Google
I gotta have this. I gotta have this. Yeah, so they can pay for it.
What's Microsoft's site maker? I don't even think they have one. And if they do, our kids don't know how to use it. And the thing is, like I know not just my area. Through COVID, I now know a lot of the country, and the overwhelming majority of kids in elementary, middle school now are using Google.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All good stuff. Heather, you got anything?
Yeah, I do. It's about that time. So here's what's really cool. It's like the half-hour mark. I told you, Bill, we weren't going to go past half an hour because we wanted to introduce you to our members, and they're going to join us in the Backstage Pass. And you guys, Bill said that he would join us, so you can come and be a part of his amazing energy in the Backstage Pass if you're a member of the YouTube channel. And if you're not yet a member of the YouTube channel, it's real easy to do. Just click that join button down there at the it's blue, right? Is it still blue? Yeah. So you click that blue join button and sign up at the community level, and you too can join us in the Backstage Pass. We'd love to have you.
Come on, that's awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what kind of questions everybody has, if any. But I know I have a couple, so it'll be a lot of fun. And I always look forward to this because it's always fun for the members to be able to meet the guests that we have on. And man, you're awesome. I love it.
I love this.
Yeah, I know.
The best.
I know. It's so true. You know what? And maybe we'll have you on with some of your buddies. We could have like a kind of a group thing with the stadium and just go over that.
Let's do something video game related. I would be very thrilled. You know,
you have multiple people.
A treat. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good group.
Let's work on that. Let's work on that, right?
Let's do it.
I'm sure you know them all, so you could just, hey, listen, let's get so and so.
You know them all too, Michael. It was the whole crew I was hanging with.
Okay.
You know you. Trust me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to pick out the bald fat guy. It's easy to pick him.
Yes, Stadia!
I love it.
Rob! Yo, remember Mike? That's Rob they had the characters. That's
yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Night. That was
yes.
Awesome. That was
yes,
awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%.
Awesome.
All right. You're not going to want to miss this one if you're a member for sure. You want to come on in and join us. Thank you again. I appreciate you, Heather. As always, I appreciate you. I'm going to run the outro and we'll get you ready, Bill, to head on over there. Okay. All Thank you. Thank you again for being a guest. Appreciate you, dude.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
100%. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.